Okay. So, so far, any questions? Like, please feel free to ping me on the message box. I'm open. We can talk any questions at any point of time. There is no hassle and free, right? Okay. At the end, I'm going to stop and then start asking questions. There's nothing like that here. You can stop me at any point of time. At starting also, if you have any specific questions, anything. It's not related to any subject. Like, what is the like, for example, right, you can ask me, right, what are the career opportunities in IoT? If I do a digital transformation, where do I get my digital transformation information? Where do I leverage my skills? Is there any training available? Is there any certification available? So any questions is open. It's not very specific to that, right? Anything you can ping me or post me on the message box, chat box. Okay, so I'm open to that, right? You can just ask me the questions. Okay, so let's start about, right, I know people are really, because this group, what I have seen is more in the IoT space, and then they want to know, and then some people are new, and then what I was saying. Okay, so what exactly in this particular space of IoT, right? I know people are hearing that IoT is the latest buzzword, and people are talking about Internet of Things. So what is Internet of Things, right? So people are talking a lot. If you see the history of the so you know, right, the IoT term was coined in 1999. If you go to the books and then say that, right, though it was coined in 1999, it was not very popular at the time, and then people are really were seeing, right, because the investment, the availability was not too much, right? Internet was there, and but not, it's not readily available to the market. So but in due course of time, things changed, and then all the cost got decreased, and then the technologies got matured, the internet got matured, and then everything, and then overall, right, in the last few years, people are talking about Internet of Things, and out of surprise, the Gartner and Forrester report came back and said that, hey, internet is going to be 20 billion devices will be connected, and then blah 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 by 2020, and then there's a lot of growth, and then that all happened. So and if you see the last couple of years, the momentum is more. So why people should know on the IoT? So when I say that, right, so and then if you see today, the hype is gone, and people are really looking at, hey, Internet of Things, yes, I need it. So Internet of Things, Internet of everything, and everything is talking about Internet things, right? How do we connect it? Like, it is a connected car, connected enterprise, connected homes, or connected, anything is connected to me right now. So people are really looking at that particular connectedness as at this point of time, and this year, and the predictions are very high, right? And then if you see the Gartner report of the curve bell, they say they're on the top. The Internet of Things is at the top. So said that, right, Internet of Things is everywhere. Right? If you want to jump into the Internet of Things, right, the best place to learn, the best place to make your career, the best place to see yourself in the next 5 years is Internet of Things. Right? So that's what the technology speaks about. So you should start learning about that. So added to the Internet of Things, when I say Internet of Things, right, it's just Internet of Things is connected. Like, for example, what is there, and if you come to the technology, see what we're talking about at this point of is the business. Now I'm talking about the technology. So in the technology, you're talking about some sensors, right? Whatever you want to make it a connectedness, you put some sensors, you put some intelligence of a part of it, like maybe how to collect the data, right? So some sensors, some devices, some wireless communication of top of it makes you the Internet of Things. So what would I do? So see, through Internet of Things, uh, what I say, right? So yeah, please feel free to post any questions, because I know this is a new topic, and then please free to post questions if you don't understand. I will repeat it. If you think, right, something you need to know, also please post, and then I'll just explain it in detail to you. If anything is you want to know about that. Okay, so now what I what the next question in this, right? So the devices, so IoT doesn't make the single entity to give the value. So on top of it, IoT, you should have some intelligence, or like some data collection. some data collection. One second, one second. Let me, hold on. Let me log off my screens. Okay, so okay, so as I told you, right, the devices are already there. So I'm just trying to see any questions as of now. So I'm not able to see anything. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so when I say that, right, the next level, right, in the IoT group, when I talk about the IoT stuff, so you take that IoT data, so it's a data collection tool to me. IoT is like a different business thing, right? And then the next is uh, how do I collect the data? So that's what people are talking about, a lot of the big data. So if you see, right, there you have been hearing the big data, Hadoop, and the real-time processing, like the new technologies like Spark and everything. So the next stage of collection on the IoT space, right, you have to collect the data, right, like the huge amount of data. For example, that's what we take up the utilities also, right? You get huge amount of data. So once the data is collected, right? So once the data is collected, and then you have to add some intelligence. When I say add to the intelligence, like the data can be very specific. Like for example, I can tell you, right? So in the utility space, that's what the use case what I'm talking about, right? In the use case of like I want to forecast my data, like forecast my consumption for a particular period of time. So I have to go for the time series of information which I get the collect the data, and then I have to bring up some value to it, saying that hey, my forecast for the next 1 month for this particular area or whatever it is so and so. So for that, right, I have to have a lot of intelligence to it, like because I have to write some algorithms, so I have to do some machine learning, I have to do some deep learning or whatever learning, right? You have to do some algorithms to it. So that's what I'm talking about, the analytics. But today's market, people talk of more of the data science. So the analytics and data science goes hand in hand. So once the data is come, right, at the end, right, so the value comes right when you show it on the display, like the visualization. Like you have to go and then put it on a mobile or a web or on an iPad. You have to bring it in a very very good fashion, right? Like saying that it's a bar graph chart or blah blah blah. So the entire value chain, what we are talking about in the IoT space, is not only IoT. So I know people are looking at IoT, but the value chain brings up that when it is value to the customer. Like for example, you are the customer. If you can see the value, right, so the data is there, the IoT collects the data and stores it in a big data, and then after that, right, you do some analytics until the data is displayed in the right format what you want. There is no value to the data. So this entire chain of collecting the data from the IoT and putting it into a visualization is the value to you. So when you say all these technologies combined, if you put it to the industry format, we say it's a digital transformation. So if an industry I talk about and then implement this all technologies in a particular industry, like you take about manufacturing industry, you can take about the utilities industry, you can take any industry and you put it there, and that is what a digital transformation is. Okay, so what is the digital transformation and what is the current state of it, right? People are seeing some use cases. People are not aware of most of the digital transformation, what's happening, why do I need to digitally transfer, what should I do, what are the steps I should take, especially in the industries. Like you can take any industry. So people are really, if I ask you, right, that digital transformation is still in its early stage. It's everything, IoT, big data, and everything, they are evolving. So if I ask you, right, if you want to make a career out of it, yes, it's the right time to invest your energy, your time, and your whatever knowledge. Definitely, this what I'm talking about, the digital transformation or IoT and whatever we are talking right now, right, will be streamlined in the next a year or a couple of years. So it's a market right now where you can invest your time, because okay, what is the next go to market place where I can learn this? So this is the market, this is digital transformation. Like in that, right, everything comes, right? This is the whole term. The digital transformation is the amalgamation of technologies, like whatever you talk about, individual technologies, like it can be IoT, it can be big data, or it can be analytics, or it can be visualization. So you name it, it comes under digital transformation bucket. Okay, so this is what a digital transformation. So so now what I will do is in the next 10 minutes, what I will do is I'll just cover the slides of mine what I have given for the SAP or whatever it is, right? I know people might not or because I expected there's some SAP requests, like from the people. I thought, right, they joined this call, and then it's a part of the call. So but unfortunate, people didn't make up, but okay, right, because I'll just go with that. I'll make it very short, because I know people are not aware of that much of the SAP kind of thing. I'll make it very short of maybe 10 minutes to give you an example. So what I will do is I'll open the floor next to have some set of questions, right? Any question you can just ping me, and then what I will do is after that, right, we'll have a question and answers, and then we can conclude the session. Okay, so coming back, right, I'll just go with some of the slides here. See, this is what an example of a utilities. I told you, right, why I'm just giving an as utilities. Like today's you are hearing a lot of smart cities. Like that's what the buzzword today you can give. Like if it is not only in India, like across the world, like digital India, and then so where I say the smart cities bucket, right, there is a smart cities, right. So entire is known as the digital energy. So how SAP can leverage, like, because at the end of the day, this is what a business process is, but there should be some solutions or technology to support this particular entire ecosystem of energy ecosystem. So how are we going to ecosystem? So right, there are a lot of power coming, which is a clean power, or what I say, renewable energy coming up, and then you have the normal power coming up, and you have to you have to make your house as smart. You have commercial buildings, you have industry. So everything in this ecosystem, how are we going to do it? So this is one diagram. What I will do is I'll share this PPT also to you, so that going back, you can refer some of the activities which you do, that which you can think about, that is in a future course of time. So 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 this is what digital transformation, right? I know, so people are new to SAP. SAP is the buzzword in the market is SAP is nothing but your systems, applications, products, like in data processing, which is there for last 40 years. And then now it's gaining very popularity, because in this case, right, they are making that technology simple, and then there's a business solution they're giving it. So I'm taking an example of a utilities, like utilities, and then this is a high level which they told us, right, hey, high level of giving information in this. So I'll give you a very 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 good example, like so that you correlate how this technology can be useful to you in this particular use cases of any utilities. Why I'm taking this utilities as an example, right? It's the day-to-day activities of yours, like for example, you see your power coming to your house, like each and every house, and how do you manage the house, right? So that your utility company can save some power, like in the month of in the aspect of your monies. Like for example, the load forecast, that's what the people will say that. So for example, you say, right, you have a power consumption, right? So for example, in summer you consume more. So basically, the utility companies will forecast with a tool showing that, okay, for next summer, okay, this entire city or entire community will take so much of power. So that is what is the load and schedule management. So like that, right, there are different use cases, right, in an utility industry. And I say that, right, any data, and then how do you do. So these are all the data. The data is collected through an IoT per se, but these are all the business cases or use cases you can imagine. So these are all the use cases which you can define in a typical energy market. And what is the platform SAP is talking about is, you can Google it. You can know more, like S4. S4, S stands for simple or suit, and 4 stands for is the fourth generation, we'll say that, and HANA stands for is an in-memory computing. I think, right, for example, if people know the big data concept, or like the fast processing, and there are like the challenge today's market is you're getting petabytes of data, gigabytes of data, and zettabytes of data. So how can I process that very fast? So SAP came up with their own solutions as HANA, and like that, if you want to go into the market and try to get some more processors, yes, there are, like for example, in big data, if you see that you have a Spark solution which does the same. The only difference is that Spark is an open source, and HANA, whatever it is, it's for a industry application. So it all depends on that particular process. So how does that, like, this is the technical concept, and how they have the HANA is a platform, like there's an underlying technology platform which is a HANA in memory computing. We say HANA is an in memory computing tool, and yeah, so that is what in-memory computing tool, and we'll have this all technological platform. And then, so at the end of the day, what SAP tells is that is this is what, right? So this is one slide which talks about the how the technology is happening. So I told you in the first case, right, what is the digital transformation is IoT to big data to analytics, and analytics to the end user. So SAP is talking about the IoT platform, right? The basic to have this particular thing is nothing but your IoT platform you should have. So these are all the use cases, like I want to do a load forecast, I want to do a transformer analytics, I want to see my pipeline integration. So there are a lot of use cases I'm talking about, where you can leverage this SAP platform. It's up to you. You can use an SAP platform or a non-SAP platform. But why people are talking about an SAP platform is it's proven that SAP is good in the market. Okay, so that's where you will understand more about this. So what are the things is, this is what the float forecasting and everything. So this is what a specific example you should look into it. So we can go into the detail, but I see the people right over in the thing, right, can digest this whatever we are talking about, right. So this is a high level introduction. This is just an overview, right. So what I can see from this, right, it's end, right. It's already done. So I'm concluding this one here. And what I'm doing is, like, I know people are, right. Uh, One second, I'm not able to open my session window. Okay, so I'm done with this